What best prepares me for this opportunity is my eagerness and hunger. I raced from when I was 3 years old all the way up until I was 19, so 16 years of my life. Now being 21, almost 22 by the time that this shootout would take place, my eagerness and hunger is my best strength. The reason being because I understand how difficult it was to race and the successes I had all over the world. I've been on both sides of the coin of positives and negatives, and I'm ready to get back into racing and compete. All I want is for a chance to go out there and drive a race car. Building off of that, my biggest strengths would be listening to coaching, analyzing all details. This is not just from my previous racing experience, but also in my marketing ventures that I've been on. Attention to every analytical detail in my own businesses, as well as supporting my father's brokerage through the marketing, and of course, being a 4.0 student in university. Building on these, and what prepares me the most for this opportunity being my hunger, it's all a no-brainer that I am ready, hungry, and determined to do whatever it takes. Some weaknesses I have is the one that would glare out the most is my obsession and attention to detail. Well, this might seem like a positive or even a strength. Sometimes analytics and data observation could take over my life and butt into other parts of my life. For instance, sleep is sacrificed and maybe a gym session or two just so I can make sure marketing reports, accounting are all finished. Key priority of motorsport for me is I would have two main ones. One would be having a core group of talented people, but also people who really care and want to have fun and do their best. Having that core group of teammates, team owners, and of course my father, which would be my other priority of having him around. Ever since I was a kid, through racing for 16 years or my job I do now for him, I always have him by my side. I made him a promise when I was very young that if I ever made it to NASCAR, I promised him that he would be a janitor or driving the truck. He loves racing just as much as I do, sometimes maybe even more when we watch NASCAR and Formula One together. But I would need my father with me at every step of the way. That is a key priority to me. Building off the first point I said, being in Muay Thai and a gym with other teammates that push each other and are really competitive but also care about each other is a top priority for motorsports for me. Everyone caring and a strong team is the only way that everyone on the team will prosper and we will become a championship team. The key team members that can influence my performance are, well, all of them, but primarily it would be team owners because you want that level of confidence in yourself at the top, as well as teammates as well to push each other. Like my experience through racing and Muay Thai, this is very imperative to really bring yourself to the next level. In order to have effective working relationships, the best key is to always be transparent. You never want to be that teammate in the gym or at a racetrack that hides information because your information can make them better, which in part they can return the favor and make you better. Communicating well and studying the data and analytics together will strengthen your relationship and you will be able to trust each other more and work better and push each other. The only times I've networked within the racing community is when I was doing motorsports myself. I have networked with several close associates with Chip Ganassi and Rick Hendrick. Both of them taught me a lot of key details, such as having a high social responsibility, maintaining your public appearance, because at the end of the day, they are putting their brands and their sponsorships on your car with you. You don't want to mess it up. You don't want to say anything vulgar. You want to be a good person. You want to be the person that represents them. As well as that, I've been teammates with Jagger and Jace Jones, who are grandson of Parnelli Jones. But primarily, the person I would network the most with was their father, PJ Jones, NASCAR and IndyCar driver. He taught me a very valuable lesson. Racing is only 20% in the car. The other 80% is what you do with networking and how you create money so you can race and support your team and your sponsors. Racing is a very tight community, and I would want everyone to prosper, from the team owners to the guys who drive the truck. Everyone deserves their piece of the pie, and everyone deserves to have the most fun and not have to worry about financial stress. If I want to get a particular opinion out or an idea I have, at first, it may be hard for your opinion to be well received in the moment. My approach is just to be relentless with it and never give up on speaking what I want to talk about. After a while, if you are really relentless and you really believe in something, your ideas and fruitions will come true and people will start to listen, take note, and even evolve to what you are saying. This has been experienced with marketing in school, through my father's brokerage, with business partners I've had over the years, and of course through racing. If I have a certain idea for a setup, if I have a certain idea for a line that I think I can help my teammates, at first it may not be well received, but once I continue to plaster the idea out there At that point, then it converts to success. The biggest advantage I have over my competition has been previously stated, which is my heart and determination. I started when I was 3 years old, and I knew as soon as I stepped behind a go-kart and that I wanted to do this for the rest of my life. My determination brought me to great levels in racing, but it also brought me out of racing as I never fully secured a sponsorship. Was I too young? Was I not trying hard enough to network? Those are all regrets I have now, but we are looking to the future, and I know I can make up for those mistakes. I've been to the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. I know both sides of the coin, and I know how hard it is to race and how hard I have to try. I'll never stop trying to race, whether I'm invited to the end of the shootout or not, and I know one day I will be racing. I don't rely on any past experiences or any successes I have in my everyday life, simply saying I am really, truly hungrier and more competitive than anyone else. The lack of racing had a big hole in my heart for competition and finding success. That's why I joined, in my opinion, the other hardest sport, which would be a combat sport in Muay Thai. Being competitive, getting punched in the face, and returning the favor and punching other people in the face is competition that I always needed and I miss with racing. It only sparked the love I have for racing and the passion I have to get in that car and appreciate the opportunity and work harder than anybody else. My peers at work and school through group projects always assign me as leader. I would imagine I'm perceived as a natural leader. I was flung into that role when I turned 2 years old because that's when my second youngest brother Jake was born. 2 other brothers were born after that, and I've always been a leader and a role model for them, all based on the ideas that my parents told me that I must be a role model for them. I'm extremely kind, caring, and affectionate. I love everyone who comes across my life. I love all animals. I just really enjoy being around other people and helping people. With my dropshipping businesses and e-commerce stores, I offer free courses to younger generation that are having a hard time finding a job at McDonald's, Jack in the Box, etc. Because of this, they may not have the funds to do that. So I offer ideas, resources, and my knowledge and expertise that I've gained over the past 5 years to really teach them how to make some money. My biggest core value for a team would be having fun and doing your best. Although this sounds cliche, and this is something that a father would tell their son at a soccer game, obviously we're not playing soccer, we're racing large automobiles. I don't feel like in any asset of life you can fail if you are having fun and doing your best. I had the most fun I've ever had during racing my whole life, and now in Muay Thai with my team, who we are all having fun, and we are all putting our mind to where it is and truly doing our best. I've been on many race teams, some of which that our owners and driver coaches were not having fun. The results varied, and they weren't the best. The most fun I had were with teams that were outlaws, outspoken, and it was really fun, and success was very high, making me multi-time champion and driving all around the world. And finally, mentorship and being mentored is everything to me. I know we can't do this alone, and a lot of people, especially at the young age of 21, a lot of peers I have refuse to get mentored. That is the only way that you can truly step your foot into a door. Mentoring has been a part of my entire life. As a kid, I was mentored by young driver coaches, as racing was the only sport I did growing up. School wasn't too difficult for me as a child, so I never had mentoring through academics. However, in high school, school got a little bit difficult, and to maintain my 4.0 GPA average, of course I had to lean towards tutors and be mentored there. Currently, I'm mentored by my father in real estate, putting my marketing expertise and his real estate knowledge into boosting his company and making his realtors as much money and closings as they can. For the future, I'm not sure what road I go down. If I continue to do Muay Thai, the mentorship of my coach is extremely valuable, and it makes me the fighter I am. Hopefully, in my perfect world, I end up racing, and I will rely heavily on senior drivers, senior driver coaches, team owners that have seen and done it all to mentor me into the best racing driver I can possibly be and be the best racing driver that ever lived. If I had to have a final thought, it would be waking up on Sundays watching racing is really exciting, but extremely painful. Knowing that I've grown up racing against Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, Sam Mayer, and Colton Herta, Gabriel Bortoleto, who is in Sargent, it really pains me knowing that I showed up to the racetracks and beat them week in, week out when we were children with less money, less tires, and no mechanic, hiring my father instead. I was raised on a grassroots approach, which is similar to the way that our brokerage is, not being a mega corporation, not having a driver coach, and having my father every step of the way. I'm a family-oriented man. I love my brothers more than anything. They are my best friends, and I hang out with them and virtually no one else. If you want someone who's well-spoken, has some experience, but does not rely on his experience or use that as an advantage, but instead really understands that his hunger and determination is really the key to bringing him to the next level, I am your guy. All I want is an opportunity. Money, of course, would be great to pursue my racing career, but the thing I crave most from this opportunity is to get an invite out to New Jersey and be able to do what I love most, sit behind a race car. Thank you so much for your opportunity, and I look forward to hearing your response. Thank you.